Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. It is time to plan out the month of August. I know you're gonna hear this a lot. It is the 1st of August. Everyone's gonna be like, oh my God, how did we get here? This year is just going by pretty fast. So let's take a look back at July. So the spread never even got finished. This is actually the one that I did in Planning by the Beach a couple of weeks ago in Florida. And I think this is probably my favorite spread of the month. No, I lie. This is it. This is definitely my favorite. But the thing that I really wanted to show off was my memory keeping spread. I mentioned this setup to you guys in my July plan with me, what I was going to do with this particular page. I was going to go back to some of my roots and the way I used to plan in a life planner previously, and that was using this notes page when the dashboard was initially introduced. I would use this as a memory keeper and put a whole bunch of pictures on this page, and I got to do it again and I absolutely love it. You're going to want to check out the reel over on my Instagram. I did share like a quick little process of how I do this and what I use to print, all of those things, and I love the way it turned out. I cannot wait to do that again. Now, let's talk about this page right here. I set up these little month squares to track some habits. This did not work for me. I simply did not reference it again. I just didn't find it useful. It was just one extra step I had to take in tracking my habits. So this is not something that I'm going to repeat this month. As you can see, I didn't even put a quote. There's still a couple more days in July. I might come back to this and put something there before the month is over just to do it. And then I have some additional priorities and goals. I really like that setup, so I'm probably going to continue on with that. So let's go ahead and move over to August, and I'm going to get my ruler out of the way so that there is not a bump in the page. I'm going to be using a kit from Planner Kate like I did last month. So I'm using her Harmony Neutral Kit. I love this, along with Sheet 2 because it has the list sticker there and the additional labels and things like that. And then I'm going to set up my fresh new dashboard pages the same way as I did last month. So let's go ahead and get started with this layout right here in the month view. So July was definitely a more jam-packed month for us, and it wasn't very intentional in a way, but we did schedule some time off, the four of us all at the same time, so that we could finally do some family activities together. Usually it's just 2 or 3 of us together at the same time because our schedules just have not aligned in a very long time. I've got 2 kids in college, and they also both work full-time jobs on top of that. Then there's me and Jesse who work full-time jobs. I put my certification studies on hold because I've got some other things going on at work that I have to do extensive amounts of training for. So that kind of got put on the back burner, but hopefully maybe early 2023 I will go back to studying more intensely for that. All right, so those are on there. I need to grab some tweezers because, oh my goodness, I want to use these date covers. I love this sort of plum color here, and I want them to match. It's not very necessary in this planner because obviously the print is a nice neutral, like dark gray. I wouldn't say it's black, but it's a dark gray. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So one of the things that I want to make sure, so for the month of August, it's not going to be quite as jam-packed as July, and I'm totally okay with that because again, each of us has a lot going on in our lives and we don't want to overdo it each month. I think we're going to try to plan a couple of things for September and then for our anniversary in November because we are celebrating 25 years of marriage this year, and I realize I have not put the sidebar in. I have not forgotten about you. I will get to you. But I think if our schedules align properly, it's tough. I will say this, like, this is why, like, getting our schedules to work out is so difficult, is because I work in HR and November is typically open enrollment season, which can make it very difficult to plan things because I have to be present for that. And when is our anniversary? It's November 14th. So depending on when we get the information to share with our employees really determines on if we can schedule something, and the plan right now is to schedule going to Vegas, and obviously that's just me and Jesse, but we're so excited because we can get direct flights to Vegas now from Savannah. I actually don't know if that's a new thing or just that flights are more readily available now because there are some additional airlines at the Savannah airport, but I'm excited about it. I'm kind of hoping that things align in a way that will work for us to do that, because if they don't, it would kind of suck. We might have to do like a staycation, which we've done before. We stayed at a beautiful hotel in downtown Savannah and spent the whole weekend there, and it was great. Like, you would think that you weren't even in the same town. It was just fantastic to get away and do the whole room service thing, like the things that you just wouldn't normally do. So we may even see, if that's the case, we might like get tickets to a concert or something like that if we can. So we're kind of trying to think of a plan A, B, and C. Just because that's just how life is, and I'd rather have a backup plan than be like, this is what we're doing, this is the only plan we have in place, and then when it doesn't work out, it's like, you know, ThreatCon level, I don't know, whatever. I'm just making stuff up at this point, but you know what I mean. It feels like devastating when it's really not. You just have to prepare, I guess. Okay, this one is, okay, there we go. I got a different set of tweezers that is very, very sharp, and I keep going back to this one because there have been times, no lie, I've actually planned and poked myself so hard that I ended up bleeding, and I was like, planning should not be that that hazardous. So I've gone back to these. They're a little bit more dull and safe for people like me. So anyway, I recommend these. I don't have a link for them, but I did get them at Joann in their jewelry section, and I want to say they were definitely not more than maybe $6 tops. I know that they were not very expensive because I saw them and I was like, you are coming home with me. All right, date covers are in. Let's do the sidebar situation over here, which last month, this thing gave me a run for my money. I'm gonna try again. I thought it was this bottom line. We shall see. Look at that. I'm not, I don't even know how that happened, but we're gonna accept it. We're going to accept it. And I think we're just gonna do the don't forget sticker. Maybe this month I will actually use the sidebar. All right, now on to actual plans for the month. So like I said, it's not a very like plan heavy month for us, and that is a-okay. So we're gonna start off with the basics, like paydays, which are my favorite. We don't have any, as far as I know, like any scheduled time off, and I'm gonna do mine first. Wait, is this mine? That's actually Jesse's, so Jesse's will be in the pink this time. I will do the darker purple. So one exciting thing about this coming week, well, August 1st when you're watching this, is that August 1st is actually my 1-year anniversary at my current job, and I couldn't be happier, honestly. There are some very, very challenging days indeed, like anyone who works in HR knows that. But I'm extremely thankful to be in the job that I am in, and I can't say that I've had another job where I actually was excited to celebrate my 1 year. We actually have a new member on our team at a different location, and we all always say, you know, hey, who we are, how many people are in our location, and how many years we've been with the company. And when I said, you know, that the 1 year anniversary was coming up, like I had a smile on my face. Like, do you realize how monumental that is? Especially for someone who hasn't always had a very good or healthy work experience. Like, that is just, it meant a lot. And it was one of those things that like stuck out in my brain when I was thinking about that. I was just like, this is fantastic, and I'm very, very happy. Okay, paydays are in. Fantastic. Actually, I have one more. I always forget. So I have social media paydays that I'm gonna put in here, and I'm just gonna put this one on the 22nd because I don't think I'm getting paid on the 21st. And then there's actually an additional one on the 18th, but I feel like at least for my needs, I do get enough of the paydays for mine and Jesse's, and then I just write in the payday for the other ones just because it works. Okay, so I've got some upcoming events that I want to make sure that I mark in my planner. So on the 9th, we actually have a health clinic at work that we are having, and it's just part of our insurance program that we have, and I want to make sure that I put that in here so that when I'm planning out my weeks, I can reference this and make sure it's put in my weekly spread. And on the 12th, it is my mom's birthday, so we're gonna get that over here on a Friday. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. And then on the 5th and the 19th, that is going to be my Friday Night Live over on Instagram. I'm loving doing those so much. I want to start having more guests on the Friday Night Lives. If you have suggestions for who you would like to see be a guest on Friday Night Live, let me know down in the comments. I'm going to try to do it. Obviously, I host these twice a month. So once a month, I want to have a guest, and then the other one will just be myself solo. But it would be fun to have guests lined up a little bit further in advance. I was actually really close to getting like my dream guest last week, and the timing just didn't work. But you know, it was enough for me. Like, this is where I'm at in life. They were like, I would love to be on your live, but it did not work in their schedule. And just them saying that they wanted to be on it, it just didn't work with their schedule. I was like, day made, year made. And I completely understand, but it kind of made me a little bit more excited to start asking other people to be on the live with me. So definitely looking forward to that. And then last for the monthly schedule so far, on the 14th, I have a training with the Social Stars, and that's planned with Laura's Patreon group. I absolutely love being a part of that. Like, I'm one of those people where I'm like, I don't need to be told what to do, but I like the fact that there is a group with resources and someone there who's coaching like real life, like content creator type stuff, you know? Sometimes when I see some folks that are giving out advice or tips on that with like goal setting or content creation, it's so unrealistic and so, it's just not very digestible. Is the nicest way that I can put it. And I would 10 out of 10 recommend joining her Patreon because it's very chill. It's very, very chill. It doesn't feel like you're going to be massively overwhelmed. But if you just need kind of like a little nudge, like, hey, here's some tips, things like that, I would definitely consider joining. All right, so that is everything for the month view. Now let's flip over to the dashboard page. So again, on this page right here, I'm just gonna do the same thing I did last month, which was to just use a piece of washi, a sticker, things like that for memories, and leave it blank until the end of the month, and it will look hopefully filled with some pictures and memories. It's gonna be interesting because, like I said, we don't have any trips planned, things like that, but it'll be more like a challenge to sort of document the everyday, you know? It doesn't have to necessarily be that we are going on a trip or anything like that. So cut that off, and then I'm going to use a box from sheet CV128 from Planner Kate. These are actually meant for the compact vertical, but again, you can take pretty much any sticker and use it how you want. I'm making this a label for my memory keeping. So since this month is more of like that purpley color, that's what I'm going to use. And I'm going to use my Uniball Signo Ultra Micro to just letter out memories. Okay, there we go. And by letter, I meant just write it out. Oh my goodness. I can't wait to see what this month looks like at the end of the month. I will definitely be sharing that over on my Instagram and here, of course, for September's Plan With Me. So just like the previous months, I'm going to have to like reference this multiple times. But I'm going to use sheet CV128, again, a compact vertical sheet, but you can do what you need to do with your planner, and that is how I am going to label the different sections here in this planner, and I think I'm going to keep this section the same with goals over here, priorities, and a quote. All right, so all of the labels are in, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and name like 4 quotes for the month of August. And the first one being 26,000 subscribers here on YouTube. I think that we can do it. Make sure you guys are sharing my videos. And maybe we can get there a little bit faster. And then what I want to do is kind of carry over some of the goals from July, and that is to increase my workouts. I honestly did not do that great this month, and that is okay. But I just, again, want to continue to make it a goal and see if I can't at least make some forward progress on that goal this month. I'll probably lay out the details of this more in my Moxie Life Companion Notebook, because that's where I do all of my goal setting. And some of these things, to be quite honest, just feels a little bit more personal to me, like breaking down exactly what workouts I'm going to do and things like that. I mean, I'm all for sharing like all the things online, but I'm also for not sharing all the things online. So that's going to take a little bit more brain work and just kind of mapping out an actual plan that I think I can stick with for the month of August. And then my other big goal is to put $500 into savings. That also did not happen this month. Well, it didn't. Like, the money was going to go there. We have a rental property in Missouri, and of course, the refrigerator died, and the expense to do the repair was $200 less than just going ahead and buying a new refrigerator. So we went with the option to buy the new fridge, simply because the fridge is 12 years old. The fact that it even lasted this long is a damn miracle, because the fridge in our house here did not. So it was there and then it wasn't. So we're gonna try to do the same thing this month. And then the final goal will be to plan a trip for September. And it doesn't have to be anything like a trip that requires flights. It could be a drive down to Disney. It could be a drive to one of the places up north, more up north in Georgia, that type of thing. So that's definitely something on our radar. We just got to get everyone to, hey, put in like the Friday and a Monday maybe off from work and coordinate it. Quote will get put down as I see something that inspires me for the month. And then if you guys have any tips for this bottom area, please let me know. I'm gonna leave it blank for now and wait for you guys to drop those comments down below. And maybe I will pick one of your suggestions for this space, but your help would be greatly appreciated. All right, guys, that is it for my August plan with me. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you are already subscribed, make sure you click that notification bell so that you know when my videos are posted here on YouTube. As always, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.